Last seen on camera, a 19-year-old New York girl walking down a brightly lit street. And then, in less than 60 seconds, she completely vanishes. No screams, no witnesses, no trace. Just one eerie clip, the final moment anyone ever saw her alive. Police called it a missing person case. But to this day, the truth is darker, stranger, and far more disturbing than anyone expected. This is the disappearance that still haunts New York. Her name was Emily Turner, a quiet, artistic 19-year-old girl living in Brooklyn, New York. She worked part-time at a vintage bookstore, studied photography, and spent most evenings editing pictures on her small laptop near her apartment window that overlooked a busy New York street. On November 18, 2004, Emily left her evening shift just after 9:22 p.m. It was a normal night, traffic loud, neon signs glowing, people walking home after work. Emily texted her roommate, "On my way. Want anything?" That was her last message. According to investigators, Emily took her usual route, 4 blocks straight, one left turn, then her building. The area was safe, crowded, well lit, the kind of place where vanishing without a sound should be impossible. But then came the footage. At 9:31 p.m., a deli camera captured her crossing the street. She looked calm, holding her bag, headphones on, walking fast to escape the cold air. The footage shows her stepping out of the frame, and then she never appears on the next camera, just 40 feet away. Police later said, "It's like she walked into thin air." Emily's family reported her missing the next morning when she didn't come home. Her phone was off, her wallet untouched, her bank account frozen. No social media activity, no sightings, nothing. The NIPT formed a small task team because the disappearance looked unusual. Not a runaway, not a fight, not a typical case. Something else was going on. When officers canvassed the neighborhood, something strange kept coming up. People remembered seeing her earlier that week, but no one remembered seeing her the night she vanished. Not one confirmed witness. A crowded street suddenly full of people who saw nothing. Emily's mother said something chilling during her interview. "She told me someone was following her, but I didn't think she meant it literally." Police originally dismissed the stress, overthinking, maybe imagination. But after reviewing the footage again, they noticed something. At the edge of the frame, just behind Emily, there was a shadow. A tall figure, blurred, almost unrecognizable, but definitely there. And the stranger detail? This same shadowy figure appeared in 3 different cameras across different blocks. Always behind Emily, always keeping the same distance, but never stepping fully into the light. The last frame of Emily Turner shows her turning her head slightly, like she heard something before disappearing forever. The investigation into Emily Turner's disappearance intensified once detectives noticed the blurred figure trailing her in multiple camera angles. What made it unsettling wasn't that someone was behind her. New York streets are full of people, but the pattern. The figure kept the exact same distance, never closer, never farther, almost like they were pacing her deliberately. Detective Laura Briggs, assigned to Emily's case, said later, "We didn't know if it was a stalker, a coincidence, or something far more calculated." For the first 48 hours, police followed the standard missing person steps. They checked hospitals, spoke to friends, visited her workplace, tracked her phone. But everything pointed to one fact. Emily didn't leave on her own. Her phone shut off at 9:33 p.m., exactly 2 minutes after the last footage. Her debit card had 0 activity. Her social accounts were untouched. There was no sign of struggle, no dropped belongings, no forced entry at her apartment. The disappearance felt clean, almost too clean. When police analyzed the 3 camera clips, each one showed only a partial glimpse of the tall figure following her. In the deli footage, a coat sleeve and a shoulder, height estimated around 6'2". In the apartment lobby camera across the street, a blurred silhouette crossing behind her. In the final corner camera, the faint, distorted reflection of someone in the window of a parked car. But the most chilling detail came from a technician reviewing frame by frame. The figure was walking, yet in every clip, the head remained perfectly still. No natural bounce, no shift. Almost like the person was gliding. Footage distortion? Maybe. A camera error? Possible. But 3 different cameras malfunctioning in the same exact way? Impossible. Meanwhile, Emily's parents pleaded on television for her safe return. Their emotional plea went viral in New York overnight. Yet with each hour, hope faded, replaced by confusion and fear. Police interviewed residents along the route Emily walked. Two people mentioned something strange. A woman from the fourth-floor window said she heard a sharp, metallic sound around 9:32 p.m., like a car door slamming or something heavy dropping. A man walking his dog said he saw a black van parked near the deli that night. But when asked for details, he hesitated. Actually, maybe it wasn't black. Maybe dark blue. The streetlights made everything look weird. His uncertainty didn't help. Detectives traced all vans registered in the area but found nothing useful. The case drifted, not cold, but lost in confusion. Then, 4 days after she vanished, something broke the silence. A local shop owner from 2 blocks away came to the police station with something he thought might help. A grainy recording from the small camera inside his storefront window. The footage wasn't clear, and it didn't show Emily, but it showed something else. There was no suspect, no confession, no clear timeline, no final answer, only fragments, only half clues, only a missing 19-year-old girl whose story ended where the city's concrete met the cold black river. Detective Briggs wrote the final line in her case report. Someone out there knows exactly what happened, and they're still watching. Emily Turner remains missing, and her case is still open. When the tow truck passed by, the tall man slowly turned, and the witness saw his face. But when detectives asked him to describe it, he swallowed hard. I don't know how to say it. His face looked wrong, like he wasn't surprised to see me, like he was waiting. Waiting for what? Briggs asked. The man's voice dropped to a whisper. For someone to find him. The witness's description unsettled the entire task force. A tall man in a long coat, a dark van, a stare that felt less like panic and more like anticipation. Detective Briggs immediately requested a lineup of individuals connected to the industrial district, former workers, business owners, security staff, and anyone with a criminal record tied to that area. They found no match. It was as if the men simply did not exist. But the strange details kept piling up. The river search. Divers were sent to sweep the area near the riverfront where the van was last seen. The water was dark, murky, and strong from the tide. The kind of place where the river swallowed anything small enough to drift. For 12 hours, divers searched. And then they found something lodged between 2 underwater pillars. A cell phone. Smashed. Waterlogged, destroyed. But it was Emily's. This should have been the moment that brought closure. The kind of find that ties a case together. But instead, it raised a new terrifying question. If the phone was destroyed underwater, how did it ping the tower 2 days later? Was it turned on before being thrown into the river? Was someone taunting them? Or was there another phone involved? The answers didn't exist. Only the uncertainty did. The van returns but without a driver. 3 nights later, a patrol unit spotted the same dark van near the same industrial area. The reflective tape was still on the plates. The dents on the side were identical. Officers boxed it in, weapons drawn, hearts pounding. When they opened the door, the van was empty. Engine cold. Keys still in the ignition. Driver's seat pushed back, like someone tall had been sitting there. But there were no fingerprints, no DNA, nothing. Then Briggs noticed something tucked into the passenger seat. A single Polaroid photo of the river, taken from the exact spot where the tow truck driver saw the tall man. Written at the bottom in shaky ink, "You were too close." The room chilled. Whoever was behind this wasn't just hiding. They were watching. They were always one step ahead, because they wanted to be. The final search. A final search was ordered at an abandoned warehouse, 400 feet from the river, a place previously overlooked because it was scheduled for demolition. Inside, officers found footprints, drag marks, a small hair clip, a broken keychain charm. Emily's mother identified the charm immediately. It had been on her backpack since middle school. But Emily wasn't there. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no body, just the overwhelming sense that she had been there and moved before police arrived. The case that won't close. After 14 weeks of searching, interviewing, combing through footage, and chasing shadows, the investigation stalled. There was no suspect, no confession, no clear timeline, no final answer, only fragments, only half clues, only a missing 19-year-old girl whose story ended where the city's concrete met the cold black river. Detective Briggs wrote the final line in her case report. "Someone out there knows exactly what happened, and they're still watching." Emily Turner remains missing, and her case is still open.